Welcome to the ScotRail in the Community Awards. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. I'm now looking forward to introducing your host, Tracy Stevenson.
Good evening and welcome to the second annual ScotRail in the Community Awards. We are delighted you could join us this evening to celebrate the amazing volunteers across Scotland who give their time, energy, passion and enthusiasm to community rail activities. We were going to celebrate this year's event in Edinburgh in June during Volunteers Week, but sadly it wasn't to be. So instead, Alex White, the Chief Operating Officer of ScotRail, sent each of you an email expressing his thanks. Alex Hines took to Twitter to share his thoughts and his gratitude for your work. And of course, the ScotRail and the community team did a video and sent that out to each of you. So here we are tonight, going all very modern with our very first virtual event. There are a few advantages to doing this type of event, and we'll talk about that in a wee minute. But first of all, I wanted to express that even though the platform has changed, the reason for the event is the exact same. It's to celebrate you, our magnificent volunteers. We're here to celebrate you, your projects, your achievements, and your goals over 2019. Making your communities better places for everyone. So as I said, the platform has changed and there are a few things that we'd like to point out. On the right-hand side of your screen, you'll see a comments bar where you can comment to one another and interact. So why don't you get started by telling us who you are and where you are, and perhaps even what award you're in for. Also, later on in the show, towards the very end, of course, we'll be sharing our winners booklet. I'm no daft enough to put it on too early, so don't be looking yet. So we're here to say thank you. We're here to say thank you to the young people from primary schools, nurseries, colleges, brownie groups, Girl Guides, and of course, to our other volunteers from Bloom groups, Rotary clubs, social enterprises, charities, community groups, much further afield, as well as business owners and rail enthusiast groups across Scotland. No contribution goes unnoticed, whether that's your art installations or your school's competitions, your gardening, rail safety education, or working to bring buildings back into use. The work you do around suicide prevention and promoting rail services to your communities is invaluable. The work you do to promote social inclusion, tackling loneliness, homelessness, and helping those recovering from addiction. Giving those people who have had dealings with the justice system a place to belong and contribute to their community. Each and every one of you have made a significant impact on others around you. So again, thank you. There is an additional benefit, of course, to going virtual. Some of you will have to get dressed up like myself, and some of you will be sitting at home on the sofa in your PJs. Lucky yous. If you are dressed up and you'd like to share some pictures on social media, that would be great. And to do this, you take a picture, put it on social media, and use the hashtag SITC20 or ScotRail Community Awards. We'll take a short comfort break later on in the show so you can grab a wee top up of drinks or some nibbles. But for now, let me introduce you to the judges. Our first judge was John Wilson, who is a Community Liaison Executive for ScotRail. Many of you will know him. Ros Holdsworth, who is also a Community Liaison Exec. David Lister, our Safety and Sustainability Director. Morag McGowan, Corporate Partnerships Manager for Motor Neuron Disease Scotland. Mark Henderson from Transport Scotland, who is the ScotRail Franchise Manager. Kathleen McGee, the General Manager at Central Station, Paul Mackay, our External Relations Manager, and finally myself, your host for this evening. But most of you know me, so I don't really need to give you that introduction. We have 6 awards this evening: Adopt a Station of the Year, Community Involvement Champion, Community Project of the Year, Adopter of the Year, CRP Volunteer of the Year, and finally, Outstanding Contribution to Community Rail. I'd now like to kick off the 2020 awards with the first category, which is Adopt a Station of the Year. With over 260 stations across Scotland, we have seen some amazing transformations over the years, and this award is to recognise those transformations in 2019.
This is the Adopt a Station of the Year award, presented by Phil Prentice, the Chief Officer of Scotland's Towns Partnerships.
Hi there, and welcome to the ScotRail and the Community Awards 2020. My name's Phil Prentice. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Scotland's Towns Partnership. The Towns Partnership is a collaborative, basically working across sectors, government, local government, key stakeholders, communities, to try and improve the town centre offer across the country. The railway station is a critical part of our national infrastructure. It connects so many places, so many towns. So we're really pleased to be involved in these awards. We have worked very closely with ScotRail over the last 5 years or so in terms of the Community Rail Partnership Programme. It's really important that the train station is viewed as critical infrastructure within the town. It brings a lot of economic activity, and there's a lot of proof that if your station looks attractive, people will return. They'll stay in your town centre more often. So genuinely having an attractive station, a railway station, is a big thing. I'm also really pleased to see such good examples across the country. I live in Inverkip, which has a small modern railway station, but next to me I've got Wemyss Bay, which is a famous Victorian railway station, which has been adopted by the local community. I'm also close by to Largs, and the transformative work that the community groups have done in terms of planting up the railway station, it's phenomenal. It really has a massive uplifting impact whenever you arrive or depart from the town. So a sense of arrival, a sense of departure, it's your first appearances kind type story. So in terms of the adopted station of the year, I'm pleased to announce that the shortlisted entrants this year are Portlethen Station, adopted by volunteers from the Portlethen Social Gardening. We also have Gorebridge Station, adopted by volunteers in the local community, Craig Walls and Kath McGill, and Aberdare, adopted by volunteers from the Aberdare Heritage Centre and Station Gardens. So 3 very strong candidates this year. And the winners in reverse order: bronze goes to Gorebridge, silver to Aberdare, and gold to Portlethen. So I'd like to commend all of the finalists, but particularly Portlethen. Well done for winning the 2020 Adopted Station of the Year award.
Congratulations to Portlethen, the 2020 winner of the Adopt a Station of the Year award. Let's find out a little bit more about the work of this amazing group from Bernadette, Sybil and Joy.
The group have done so much hard work at the station. They've come out in all weathers, braved all the weathers to get the gardening done, and totally transformed Portlethen train station actually. It just looks lovely now, it's amazing, yeah. And they're a great group of people to work with, so I really enjoy it, and I'm just really pleased that they've been shortlisted for this award. Real recognition of the work that they've done.
Sybil Grant, and I've been a member of the gardening group for over 4 years. I was really looking for something to do after retiring, and I like gardening, but with the differences we're not able to go to schools and things like that. But we enjoy the gardening.
Right, I joined the gardening group because I love gardening and I wanted to give something back. I wanted to do something in the community, and I love it. And we've got lovely people. You meet people and you make friends, you know, and it's just lovely. I just love it. And it's hard work down there sometimes because when we went to the railway, nothing had been done for years, and now it's really coming along, getting beautiful. But we're all quite old, so we can't dig plants out and we can't cut things back as much as we used to. But we've got Alan; he helps us do all that. So yeah, it's lovely. I love it.
And congratulations to Portlethen Social Gardening Group, supported by Mearns and Coastal Living Network. Well done, Bernadette, Joy and Sybil and the rest of the team. It's an amazing transformation at the station, and just to let you know, very soon, one of these awards will be winging its way straight to you. So well done again. Our next award for this evening is Community Involvement Champion. This is a new award for 2020. In recognition of those people who have went above and beyond in their paid employment through different organisations. Again, this is for Community Involvement Champion, a new award for 2020.
Our next award is the Community Involvement Champion. And to present this award is Karen Biggs, the Chief Executive of Phoenix Futures.
It's a pleasure to be asked to take part in your awards this year, and a real delight to present the award for Community Involvement Champion. At Phoenix, throughout our history, we've understood the power and the importance of community to bring well-being and healing. And the healing properties of community are best realised when people with different experiences and expertise come together. It takes a particular skill set to achieve leadership, a deep compassion for people, and a lot of hard work. Reading about this year's winner of the Community Involvement Champion Award, there's no doubt they have those attributes. Their colleagues describe them as inspiring, dedicated, and passionate about supporting people in need. They focus on ensuring they have the skills and knowledge to deliver a really good service. And they've adapted to respond to the changing and increasing needs of people through the pandemic. The importance of good mental health support has become really evident over the course of the pandemic. But the Mind Matters programme, part of the Kilmarnock Station Railway Heritage Trust activity, has for a number of years been providing mental health support to people, enabling them to build resilience, confidence, and to reintegrate into the local community. Over the last 4 years, the programme has reached over 1,000 people. And out of recognition of her contribution to that programme's success, this year's award for the Community Involvement Champion goes to Laura Yetton. Congratulations, Laura.
Congratulations to Laura Yetton, the 2020 Community Involvement Champion. Let's find out from Laura herself and her colleague Alan about why she was nominated and the work that she does in the community.
So Alan nominated you, Laura, for an award for ScotRail and the Community Awards. Were you surprised that he nominated you?
Well,
or had he told you beforehand?
No, I don't. No, I think I had an inkling that he might, but he didn't say he was going to nominate me, so I was really chuffed when I got the email through saying that, you know, he'd been successful in the nomination. So that was brilliant.
Had he not let on to them?
No, I can't mind. It was a really busy period, so I don't know if he did or not. I remember the application coming in and then I don't think I was maybe off, and then I get the email when I was on holiday, so I was really chuffed.
Do you understand why he nominated you?
Yeah, I think so. It's been something really new for us here, because obviously I've been here for 4.5 years, and primarily for the first, I still am involved in the Moving On project, but last year out of the blue I received an email from a woman looking for a counselling placement
It was something that we'd never really considered as part of the Moving On programme. If people had completed the programme and they were still needing support, we would maybe refer them to a counsellor, and you know, we could pay for that for a training budget. So it was never something that we actually thought about providing counselling, because we were doing so many other things. So we looked into that, and then we did a wee bit of research and thought, you know, how would it work? Would we be able to get people who needed counselling, and how would we set up the referrals and all that sort of stuff? What would the process look like? So we did a bit of work on that. Well, particularly I did, and then Alan did a bit of research onto a pilot project that we'd found down south in England, and it was one where it was the NICE guidelines had recognised it as a really worthwhile and cheap way to run, a successful way to run counselling using counselling students. And it was the sort of evaluation was fantastic, and said it could be a really worthwhile thing to do. So we thought, well, this sounds really good, so how can we get this up and running? So first of all, we contacted a couple of universities, and the girl that had contacted us was studying at ACT in Glasgow, so she was doing CBT. So we thought, right, that would be good, but who else can we get on board? So we contacted Strathclyde Uni, and we had a really good chat on the phone, and then one of their a woman, Lisa, who runs their course, came down and met with us and told us all about the course, and it's a master's degree for a year, and the quality of the students they have from all over the world. And I thought, well, this sounds great. How do we sign up to be a provider, you know, a placement provider? So we did all that, went through, and then before we knew it, it just really took off. And it was something that's just grown from strength to strength, and there's been a real need for it. And it's something that we've been able to really benefit from.
So Laura, for those in the world that don't know what CBT means, what is CBT?
So CBT is cognitive behavioural therapy. So it's structured sessions, and it helps people look at their sort of behaviours and their thinking and how they can change that. It's quite structured. So normally I would offer sort of 6 to 12 sessions. So there's quite a lot of collaboration between the counsellor and the individual. So there's tasks set where they would go away, what sort of behavioural change. There's quite a lot of homework, so it's not just a case of just sitting and talking. It's no sort of traditional therapy like person-centred therapy or psychoanalysis. It's not that, it's quite structured. So it's got a lot of goals and things, so people can really see, if they come along with a real issue, they can really see work towards that goal. And it's very effective. It's one of the most effective treatments for anxiety and depression.
So Alan, you nominated Laura Yetton for a ScotRail Community Awards. Can you tell us why you nominated her?
Well, primarily, the way that we are structured as a charity is that we're helping people with adversity, dealing with adversity in the community. And quite often we have to be flexible in our approach, and it takes a lot of effort and a lot of drive to set up programmes from nothing to actually being really successful in delivering outcomes for funders and being able to have the successful kind of outcomes for the people themselves. So primarily it's that, is Laura's really driven, really committed and really passionate about helping other people. So not only that, through the period of running the lottery funded programmes for 3 and a bit years, with COVID happening, we've had to adapt and change, and Laura's managed to do that. So instead of face-to-face group work with people, we've kind of switched over, and Laura's implemented all of this, switched over to an online version, which is based around counselling, because under these times people are finding it stressful and mental health issues are coming to the forefront. So that involves setting up a group of counsellors, 19 of them we've currently got, and since lockdown we've helped 220 people. So each counsellor on average will have 4 people at a time. Now the logistics involved in all of that, the governance that's involved in the actual managing of the counsellors themselves and the referrals coming from GP surgeries is a huge task. So it's really about that. It's about saying that, you know, being so flexible and be able to change rapidly to the changing needs of people in the community is the reason that I nominated Laura, because she's able to do that very, very quickly and efficiently, be able to change track the organisation's kind of aims and goals.
Congratulations, Laura, a deserved winner. When I met with Laura a couple of weeks ago, she said she'd like to have a nice cold glass to celebrate the win, so enjoy that glass. Our next award for this evening is Community Project of the Year. With so many great entries this year, the judges had a hard time in their hands shortlisting, never mind picking a winner. They were looking for projects who delivered activities that not only developed community rail, but included the community and benefited the community. So here we are now with the next category, Community Project of the Year.
Our next award is the Community Project of the Year Award, and this award is presented by Louise MacDonald, OBE, the CEO of the award-winning charity Young Scot.
Hi there, I'm Louise MacDonald from Young Scot, the National Youth Information Charity, and I'm really thrilled to be announcing the shortlist and the winners of the Community Project of the Year. So first of all, our shortlist, and huge congratulations to all of you who made it as finalists. The shortlisted entrants are Largs Community Garden for Scotland's native plant community garden, Dice in Bloom Gardening Group for art outdoors at the station, ScotRail for the garden project at Carmyle Station, 6VT for various projects impacting on rail safety awareness, hate crime awareness, reducing mental health stigma and supporting people with additional travel needs, and finally Caird House, CCI and Rail 74 for the SOUP project. I'm delighted to say that we have one commendation in this category, and that commendation goes to Dice in Bloom Gardening Group. Well done. But of course, there can only be one winner. And the winner for this category of ScotRail Community Project of the Year goes to the 6VT Community Rail Partnership. Huge congratulations to all of you. Enjoy your celebrations.
Congratulations to Dice and Bloom Gardening Group for receiving a highly commended recognition for the Community Project of the Year Award. And particular congratulations to our winner, 6VT, the 2020 Community Project of the Year Award winners. We asked 6VT in advance of this event what it would mean to them to win tonight.
When I learned we'd been nominated, I was so excited. Obviously, this is my first year as the chairwoman of the CRP, and it's amazing. I think the CRP was nominated this year because we put in so much hard work and dedication. When I heard we were shortlisted, it was absolutely amazing to hear, and just the recognition for all the things we've done was amazing. What it would mean for me in the CRP to win, it would be amazing, but it's not what we go into this for. We want to make a difference to people's lives and the rail safety aspect of it. It's not just to win.
I wanted to join the CRP because I wanted to meet new people, go places with the cafe, build my confidence up and learn new skills.
When I'd heard that we were nominated for an award, I was really appreciative of, it was kind of nice to see that people had noticed how much we were actually doing for the surrounding community within the Community Rail Partnership and things, just because I feel like we've put in a lot of work in all of our projects that we've done across the year. I believe that we were nominated because we have done such a span across everything, such as like your rail safety, we've done buggy safety, we've then done suicide prevention. We've kind of spanned all of our knowledge and skills across such a wide variety to try and help everybody with their knowledge on it.
To hear that we were shortlisted, I felt happy, excited and positive. It shows that the work that we do is invaluable to our community.
If we were to win this award, I would feel happy. I would celebrate with all my partnership people that I've worked with over the last year. And I'm really proud to be of a brilliant CRP team. When we were shortlisted, I was shocked when I didn't know that we were going to come this far towards being able to win an award. Over the time that I have been involved in the CRP has been 2 years, and I've gained more confidence, I've been able to speak more, I'm able to do things that I never thought I would do, and this has becoming so much better. I've been proud of every single moment I've took part in this team.
A very well done to Dyson Bloom for taking away that commendation, and of course congratulations to 6VT. I'm just reading through some of the messages you've been putting through here, and it's lovely to see so many supporting one another. I noticed that Laura says she's chuffed to have won, and that sounds true to you, Laura. So let's get on with the show. Next up, we have invited someone very special along to speak to you this evening. So I'd like to welcome Michael Matheson, MSP.
It's a great pleasure to be invited to speak to you all today in recognition of the hard work you do within the railway and your local community. By recognising and rewarding your efforts, we are not only saying thank you, but also ensuring that you are recognised in your local area by the very people who directly benefit from all that you do. Railways are at the heart of so many towns and communities across Scotland, and it's a credit to each and every one of the 1,200 plus volunteers participating in our community rail activities that you bring such spirit and commitment to the areas that you serve. With 260 stations adopted and 9 community rail partnerships, Scotland has one of the most successful community volunteering programmes in the whole of the UK. And the volunteers come from a broad spectrum of our society. I'm particularly delighted to see so many young people acting as volunteers from schools and colleges, as well as brownies and Girl Guide groups. We have groups who help vulnerable sections of our society, such as those recovering from addiction, those facing homelessness, and those who become socially isolated or have mental health challenges. And of course, there are volunteers who are quite simply enthusiastic about all things railway. And what has been a challenging year for everyone, it's heartening to see that your work across the rail network has already been recognised nationally, with 3 stations at Scot-Rail and Haymarket all shortlisted at this year's National Rail Awards. I must also mention Rosie Campbell from 6VT Youth CRP. Rosie was nominated as a finalist at the Young Score Awards in August this year, and she took the top award, Young Volunteer of the Year, an outstanding honour and very well deserved. It's also a testament to our volunteers that as the COVID-19 restrictions were eased in June, many returned to continuing their efforts locally. Examples include the 3 stations that have been adopted since the start of August this year: Saltcoats, Dunfermline Town and Hartwood, which has been adopted for the first time. The South Seeds Social Enterprise volunteers at Queen's Park Station installed a new art project featuring knitting by local people, which has been developed over the course of the last year. Border CRP offered funding to 4 projects, giving essential support and supplies to those particularly affected by COVID-19, including older people, young families and related individuals. This helped provide food and assistance to local communities in Galashiels, Stow, Gorebridge and also in Edinburgh. I'd like to offer my congratulations to everyone shortlisted for these awards and for all the other rail-related and community awards throughout the course of the last year. Keep doing what you do so well. You are a shining example of what community really means.
Thank you very much, Mr Matheson, for taking the time to record that message and for your kind words about community rail in Scotland. Next to come this evening is the award for Adopter of the Year, followed by the CRP Volunteer of the Year and Outstanding Contribution to Community Rail. Let's get straight back into highlighting some of the fantastic work you guys do all year round.
Our next award is the Adopter of the Year Award, and to present this award, Riddle Graham, Director of Industry and Destination at Visit Scotland.
I realise how easy it is, with all the negative publicity around at the moment, for people to get down and disheartened, and how difficult sometimes it is to look forward to better days ahead. That's why I'm particularly delighted to have been invited to announce some good news and highlight a positive story by presenting ScotRail's Adopter of the Year award. I believe there are over 1,200 volunteers who work at railway stations across the country to make them look the part by creating floral displays, bee sanctuaries, sensory gardens and artworks. What a difference that makes for the travelling public and of course the many visitors from all over the world who use our rail network. This year's nominations are Albion Rovers Buddies for Coatdyke Station, Perth Station Gardeners, St Denis Primary School for Duke Street Station. And the highly commended award this year goes to Perth Station Gardeners. And this year's winner is St Denis Primary School.
Congratulations to Perth Station Gardeners for receiving highly commended in this category. And a huge well done to St Denis Primary School for winning the award for the 2020 Adopter Station of the Year. We spoke to a few of the students in advance of the awards tonight about how they would feel if they won.
We'll plan, we have a Christmas tree and we've put safety for the railway, just keep safe basically, because people do things that they're not supposed to do and that.
Like what?
Like jumping from the bridge onto the train and that. So in the future we're thinking of a mascot for the train station, because we want to know people don't listen to our things that we put in on and that, and they'll keep them littering in the pamphlets.
Well done to St Denis Primary School, and it's great to see them already on TikTok celebrating.
A huge well done to Perth Station Gardening, and a magnificent, huge, massive well done to St Denis's Primary School. That TikTok video sure made me smile, so thanks for that. So on to our next award, which is CRP Volunteer of the Year. This is to recognise those people who bring community rail into the heart of their communities and inspire everyone around them.
Our next award is for the CRP Volunteer of the Year. And the finalist for this award is Maureen Black. This award will be presented by Paul Tetlaw from Transform Scotland. But before we hear from Paul, let's hear from Maureen about how she feels to be nominated for this award.
Hi, I am absolutely delighted to have been nominated for this year's awards. Our soup project was something that involved all the patients here at Caird House and allowed us to do tremendous things, developing our skills and taking an interest in outdoor green space. The opportunities given to us from Rail 74 and the supports given have helped us develop not only our skills here locally, but helped us integrate with other agencies out in Lanarkshire as a whole. When we first had the idea of healthy lifestyle, healthy eating, being able to grow our own veg, we thought, well, let's do something that we can give back into the community. This was supported by CCI, Clydesdale Community Initiative, who we asked to come along and give us some sessions and help us develop our skills here and how do we make the best use of the gardens and the raised beds that we have. So they came along and gave us all the support we needed to actually grow veg, and we decided on a soup garden because it's easy to follow a recipe and it's easy to be able to share with others. We were able to grow quite a great harvest last year of veg, and in November we got all the veg together: carrots, parsnips, turnips, leeks, onions, potatoes. Put a recipe together and a couple of stock cubes in a bag with a selection of veg, and with Lanarkshire Links Carers Group, off we trotted up to Hamilton West Station and gave them all out to commuters. Very well received, I have to say. Unfortunately, our patients couldn't do that, but they enjoyed the feedback and the very positive feedback from commuters also, which was fabulous. Throughout this journey, we've learned a lot. We've learned how to use our ground the best. We've learned that we like working outdoors in the green space, and we also like veg and growing veg, and how resourceful we can be with the small piece of land that we have here. The skills that we've learned from the whole project, we've gone on to develop this year by growing food for food banks and vegetables, and giving fruit and veg over to Clydesdale Community Initiative, who are one of the distributors for fresh food in Lanarkshire, along with the food bank agency. So it's been a great opportunity for our patients to give something back. That's something we find quite difficult here in Caird House, is integrating into the community. And I have to say that Rail 74, our own community rail partnership, have been excellent in supporting us and building our confidence about being able to go out into the community and create fabulous projects and give something back in a safe way and build our confidence. So our patients, when they leave Caird House, are moving into the community, and I think this has been a very valuable asset to our programme, being involved in the CRP, and enabled our people to feel welcome into the community, and also help structure their time and allow them to give something back. So thank you ScotRail, thank you Tracy and John, thank you John Yellowlees, who got us involved in all this in the first place, and thanks to our own CRP for always supporting our sometimes crazy, sometimes innovative ideas. And I hope that in the future we participate in a lot more projects and continue to give back with confidence that we'll get something out of it, as well as other people in the general community. So thank you very much.
Thank you for inviting me to your awards ceremony today. I've long been a fan of community rail south of the border and seen so much how the volunteers have helped improve stations and improve local rail lines, and so I'm very pleased to see it now developing in Scotland. But today we're here to celebrate the work of community rail volunteers in Scotland, and Maureen Black in particular. So Maureen, I'm delighted to present to you the award of Community Volunteer of the Year. Well done for all the work you've done, and please keep going, and we look forward to seeing more excellent results. So congratulations and well done, Maureen. Thank you.
Congratulations to Maureen Black for winning the 2020 CRP Volunteer of the Year Award. Let's hear from Maureen's colleague about why she's such a deserving winner.
Maureen stands out to me because she is knowledgeable, she's got great contacts across South Lanarkshire, and she's always willing to give back. Maureen is a firm supporter of communities and individuals. She's a total star. She's kind, she's creative, and she's always willing to help. Well done, Maureen Black. You are amazing. Thanks from all of us at the CRP and other groups around South Lanarkshire.
Congratulations, Maureen. Well done. A truly deserved winner. I've just been reading through some of the comments that people have making. I can see we've got a couple of requests for your soup recipe. And even from home, you're managing to inspire people to use this project as a model. So that's fantastic. Keep sharing. Our next and final award for this evening is the Award for Outstanding Contribution to Community Rail. The judges were looking for an individual who stood out from all the rest, who brought something to the community to inspire them, to keep them connected, to keep them engaged. And we've got a worthy winner for that. And to present that award this evening, we have the Managing Director of Scotland's Railway, Alex Hines.
So, hello everyone, and I'm absolutely delighted to be joining you today to join the 2020 ScotRail in the Community Awards. This is our second time we've held this event, and of course we've had to go virtual because of the dreaded virus, but this is our opportunity to recognise and say thank you to the 1,200 volunteers who across the network do amazing work each and every day. Your pride, your passion, your expertise, your care for people and the railway and the communities and the societies that we serve is absolutely awesome. And from the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you for everything that you do. And it's been great to see that even during coronavirus, that hasn't beaten us. We've still got armies of volunteers out there doing wonderful things across our network. So thank you. So now on to the exciting bit, and this is to announce the winner of the outstanding contribution to Community Rail. And I have my golden envelope here. And the winner was nominated in the category of the Volunteer of the Year. But the judges felt that this young man was the worthy winner of outstanding contribution. This young man had been isolated for a long period of time, in part because of his physical challenges. However, since he became involved with the Adopt a Station volunteering programme, he has now got a network of friends who he can rely on and who can rely upon him. This young man has gone from not leaving his family home to volunteering 5 days a week after being the first person to arrive each day. His physical challenges could have been a barrier to his involvement, but he has now got the confidence to realise that his contribution can be different to others within his group, but equally as important. And his peers have said the following about him. They said, "We need him in our team to help keep everyone motivated, as everyone admires the way he chooses to volunteer despite his disability." They also said, "He's a great inspiration as he does it because he wants to, not because he has to." And the winner told us that the lifestyle change is a good one for him. He notices that he feels much better and his mood is considerably improved. So the winner of the ScotRail in the Community Awards 2020 Outstanding Contribution to Community Rail winner is Jordan Whiteford. Congratulations, Jordan.
Congratulations to Jordan Whiteford, the 2020 winner of the Outstanding Contribution to Community Rail Award. In advance of the awards, we spoke to Jordan about what it would mean to him to win tonight.
If we were to tell you in a couple of weeks that you had won the award, would you tell Kay straight away?
Kay would know anyway. I wouldn't need to tell Kay.
Yeah.
Because she's that kind of person.
She would. Kay is that kind of person. Aye. It's been really nice learning about you before I met you, but I really wanted to meet you to learn about you straight for you.
Yeah.
Do you stay close by to here?
I just stay up the road.
Just up the road? So you walk up and down?
Aye.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Well, we should be making the announcement of the winners very soon, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed for you.
Aye, thank you.
And I'm sure that whatever happens, you'll continue to volunteer, and Kay and that will continue to tell me how marvellous you are.
It will be, doesn't matter what happens, the outcome is from there. As long as I'm fit and able to do so, I will be.
Good.
But I'm not going to do it if I'm not fit and able. But
well, if you're in pain, there's no point trying to work through
I'm not in pain anyway.
And you know as well as anybody else with cerebral palsy, you can have months and months with no problems, and then one day you just can't move for the pain.
That's it.
But I won't keep you any longer because I can see you're itching to get out there.
On you go.
Hi Paul, so I just wanted to know what you could tell me about Jordan's journey. How did he become a volunteer with ACDI?
Jordan initially came to us as part of a wider programme. We were trying to get people involved in the garden, especially people who had perhaps not the best home life. You know, Jordan, when he first came to us, was a really nice guy, you could tell that straight away, but he had lost his confidence along the way, partly because of his cerebral palsy, but partly because he became quite isolated, and partly because he started drinking, you know, in that cycle. So when Jordan came to us, he was very keen, but I don't think he really believed in himself an awful lot. So initially he was quite, restrained. You know, you could see he wanted to get involved with stuff, but he was holding back. I think over the first couple of months he started to see just what it meant to be part of a team, and he hit his problems, he had his bumps. You know, there was a couple of times where he thought he might leave, but I think the best thing was the whole team was up, no, you can't leave us, we love you here, you know, we want you to be here. And he could see that he could see that message actually hitting the back of his brain, you know, that this is a place he could go to where he was wanted, where he was valued.
Congratulations, Jordan. What a fantastic person to win outstanding contribution to Community Rail. I am so pleased for you. I know everyone in the Know Centre will be as pleased as punch and as proud of you as you should be of yourself. Well done. So, you've all been mentioning the music choices today. Yes, most of them have been mine. But for this afternoon, at the end of the show, let's put it over to you. Should we play some Christmas music, or will we play something else? Take to the chat bar to tell us yes or no. Thanks. So now that's all the awards given out for 2020, and it's the time for us to now say thanks to everybody that made today happen. So a massive thanks to all of the shortlisted entrants and for everybody who nominated somebody. Without the nominations, we wouldn't have been able to have these awards. Thanks to the army of volunteers that are out there day in and day out in all types of weathers doing the work that they do. And of course, thank you to our judges who took the time out to sit and deliberate and sometimes argue about who should be their winner. But Jordan was a clear standout for the entire group. It was unanimous for Jordan to win. Also, thank you to BA Events for helping us host this session this evening. Thank you to the wider ScotRail team for helping us pull everything together. And again, thank you to you, our volunteers. Without you, we wouldn't be able to do any of this. Without your passion, giving us the passion to make sure that we have time in our diaries every moment to say thank you and reward you for everything that you do. So I'm now going to leave you with a short video from a few very special friends.
It gives me great pleasure as Provost of Aberdeenshire to congratulate all those who have been nominated in this year's ScotRail Community Awards. These awards, now in their second year, allow us to celebrate all the hard-working voluntary activities across not just our rail network, but those within Aberdeenshire community themselves. In the light of the pandemic, which has impacted us all this year, it has never been more important that we look after one another and ensure our communities remain safe. Rewarding volunteer efforts is hugely important, and I have been humbled hearing all the impressive projects which have been undertaken across Scotland's rail network this year by so many dedicated volunteers. I would also take this opportunity to once again pay my personal thanks to the community of Stonehaven and surrounding area for their outstanding response to the tragic events of August 12. That morning, a train derailment in treacherous weather conditions resulted in the tragic deaths of driver Brett McCulloch, conductor Donald Denny, and passenger Christopher Stuckworth. Our communities rallied at that painful time, and we heard heartwarming stories of local individuals and businesses donating food and preparing meals. The response at such a tragic time demonstrated a very real community spirit, for which I thank them all personally. So as we look ahead to today's awards, whether you have been nominated for the Adopt a Station of the Year, the Community Project of the Year, or Community Volunteer of the Year, I wish you all the very best of luck and thank you all for your selfless dedication to your communities.
Hello everyone. As the Lord Provost of the City of Edinburgh and also as the city's volunteering ambassador, it's a great honour and privilege to be with you as part of the ScotRail Community Awards 2020 virtual ceremony. It's great that we can come together in joint cause and spirit to celebrate the collective achievements of volunteers. We have all had a challenging year and our most vulnerable have been profoundly affected, with many Scots losing their lives, living in isolation, at risk of unemployment, being separated from family and friends, and living with restrictions. We have, however, seen our communities coming together with around 74% of adults in Scotland formally volunteering. And in Edinburgh, formal volunteering in the lockdown period being maintained better than expected, and interest in volunteering growing by more than 200%. Today's awards provides an opportunity for us to all celebrate the achievements of the 1,200 volunteers that continue to improve the environment and to assist the public and our less able passengers as they travel around our railway stations and network. Underpinning this work, I was also pleased to learn that ScotRail operates related community programmes such as Adopt a Station, Community Rail Partnerships, the Act Safe to Be Safe campaign, and having MND as their charity partner, a cause close to the City of Edinburgh's heart, and that of 2018 Edinburgh Award winner Doddy Weir. In these times, the importance, profile, support and positive impact of volunteering has never been more profound, especially as public services, including rail services, continue to be stretched. I therefore want to personally thank each and every one of you who continue to give your time in this way. Your help is highly valued, your assistance improves people's well-being, and above all, with your smile, enthusiasm and warmth, you each bring travellers some genuine comfort. Before I finish, I just want to wish all nominations the best of luck in receiving an award, especially Edinburgh's 6VT Community Rail Partnership and their nomination in the Community Project of the Year category. Please stay safe, stay well, and continue to support your friends and family and users of our rail services as best you can.
I am delighted to take this opportunity to send my personal thanks to every volunteer who participates in the ScotRail in the Community programme. It is a fantastic way to get involved in your local area and add value to your neighbourhoods. Valuable projects include your very popular Adopt a Station and Community Rail Partnership work that brings such positive benefit to your communities and looks to improve the physical environment of many stations. I also know ScotRail employees and volunteers are tirelessly raising vital funds for ScotRail's chosen charity, namely MND Scotland. As you will all probably agree, trains are a source of fascination for many people, including many of your young people. That is precisely why your school engagement programme, Act Safe to Be Safe, is so vital. This fun and interactive educational programme aims to give mainly primary pupils the confidence to travel by train, and the programme also conveys important train safety messages. During this pandemic with its extraordinary challenges, your work is more important than ever by making such positive contributions to your communities. Therefore, I hereby pass on my congratulations to all the winners, but all volunteers are worthy of recognition and praise. So please keep up the great work, everyone, and also please stay safe.
Hello, my name is John Mason and I'm the MSP for Glasgow Shettleston, but perhaps more importantly, I co-convene the cross-party group in the Scottish Parliament on rail. So I'm very enthusiastic about rail and all things railways. And I just want to take this opportunity of thanking all those volunteers and others who have just been putting that extra bit into looking after our railways. For example, by looking after stations, planting flowers and other plants and so on. I've seen that in one or two of my local stations. Another example has been a library set up by one of the ScotRail staff. So there's been many different ways people have been helping to keep the railways going and to make them just that extra bit better. And I really would want to thank everyone who's been involved in this.
When the snow falls outside, you can hold me tight. When it's cold through the night, we'll stay warm inside. We'll feel the fire burning, baby. Spin that record one more time, 'cause we're gonna spend our night dancing in Christmas style. Pack your bags, pack your coat, hurry up, it's time to go. Jingle bells and let it snow, playing on our radio. Feel the home fires burning, baby. This drive might take a while, but we are headed home, traveling Christmas style. Everybody's snowed in, but we got the fire going. Who cares what the weathermen say? We're with the ones we love on Christmas Day. Laughter floats through the air, wrapping paper everywhere. Lights aglow on the tree. Nowhere else I'd rather be. Feel the heart fire burning, baby. Tell that story one more time. We're gonna spend our night living in Christmas style all night. Living in Christmas style, that's right.